What's going on, gang? Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at Side MS Robot Damashi Full Armor Gundam, specifically the FA-78-1. I picked this up from my good friend Deno over at tokunation.com, so let's open them up and see what is inside. We've got the box, we've got the RX-78 Gundam, all of his armor components, and all of his extra stuff. Look at all that. I mean, there are like 50 pieces here in all. So let's get this guy out of the box, or container, or runner, or whatever. This version of the RX-78 is in obviously different colors, kind of a very light blue, green, orangish gold, and gold. The overall look of the model is pretty cool. And I said model, it's actually a figure. To give you guys a size-wise comparison, here is a Legends Class Sea Spray and a Deluxe Class Trigger Happy. So this Robot Spirits figure sits somewhere between a Legends and a current Titans Returns Deluxe. The figure comes with multiple hands for both left and right. I've gone ahead and disconnected his normal, I would call it a punching hand, and then we're going to add a gun hand so he can hold the Buster Rifle. Yeah, the Buster Rifle. The beam rifle, like so. And then I will attach the shield, and we'll get a more classic RX-78-2 look. Here we have the Gundam in its more classic original Gundam pose. Now, the RX-78-1 is actually a prototype of the RX-78-2, which is the Gundam that we all know and love from 0079 Mobile Suit Gundam. This guy was originally commissioned by Jabrow, or built in Jabrow? No, Jabrow is the overarching body that controls the Federation. It was commissioned as part of Project V, and is essentially supposed to go toe-to-toe with the Zaku up in close quarters combat. Unlike the gun cannon and the gun tank, which specialize in heavy armor, heavy weaponry, this guy is meant for close quarters combat. The FA version of this guy is, well, that's just it. It's a full armored version. It is an offshoot of the original RX-78-1. It can also wield a beam bazooka and its beam saber in this mode, along with putting this guy back on his butt. So there is that, and you can get a lot of poses with this thing, just in this mode alone. So let's go ahead and get him armored up. Before we get this guy armored up, I want to show you his posability, which we are going to lose just a little bit of it when we get him fully armored. Head is on a ball joint. Shoulders are very, very freaking posable. So there are a ball joint and some swivels. Swivel at the upper arm, over 90-degree bend at the elbow. Fists are on little ball joints. There is torso articulation and torso movement. Hips are on ball joints as well, but are limited due to the skirts, armor skirts. Thigh swivel, over 90-degree bend at the knee, and it is double-jointed knee, i.e. double-jointed knee. Lots of ankle articulation and foot articulation. Well, mostly ankle articulation. So you can get some wonderful poses from this little dude. Now the armor part is, I'll be honest, quite annoying because we have this large tray of pieces, and it's not exactly easy to get him armored up, especially with my butterfingers. So we'll start off with getting him his chest component, like that. And then the back component, and then his shoulder bits. Or I should say shoulder armor, not bits. There's no remotely controlled flying things of destruction with this mold. One thing on the back, though, that you do need to realize is you kind of have to push these side. Well, do they go in? Okay, the back, the shoulder pads, and the chest all peg into place. And then we have to rip off his hands because we cannot get the arm guards on if his hands are on. So, got to do that. And just rip them off and make sure that the little peg hole there is pointing towards the outside. So do that on both sides. Oops. And you can't push the arm guards too far up because there is a little lip that'll peg into place. And then reattach the hands, but we'll leave the hands off right now because getting those hands back on is real annoying. Next, get his front skirt armor snapped into place. Like that. And then we need to find the piece of skirt armor for his butt, which is back here. And believe it or not, this is very, very difficult to get on and off. All right, I put the arms on. All right, I put the hands back on just because I wanted to. Because let's go ahead and get first the big cannon on his right arm attached. Just kind of push that into the little attachment hole, which doesn't really stay in all that well. I screwed up and put the arm guards on the wrong side of the arms. Do you see the little hole that's in there on the inside of the arm? Yeah, I kind of screwed that up. It got things messed up. So I pulled the arm off, reattached the cannons here, and then we're going to attach this guy into the hand and snap it in up here, like so. And then plug that back on. And I've already got the arm fixed, or the gauntlet fixed on that side, and then we can place the buckler shield, like so. There we go. Now, let's move on to the legs, and this is the annoying part, because we have a lot of pieces here that it's not really clear exactly how some of them are supposed to go. So we'll actually start at the feet first. We can add the heels and add the new shoes. So do that on one side, and we'll add the shoe, and then add the heel. And I've got everything on the tray still while I'm doing this, just to keep everything organized. Okay, so he's got new shoes. Excellent. Now for the legs and side skirts. So each leg gets a couple different components, first of which is this outside piece, which goes just below the knee, then an inner leg piece that connects to that, and they will snap together. Just have to get them lined up, like so. And then those two get a front armor piece that snaps them together, like so. And then once that is done, we reapply the heel that slid off on the other foot, because reasons. Then we attach this thruster section over here on the outside. It's kind of like a jump jet. And then we give him some knee guards, which is this double section here. It does split apart into two sections. Kind of find it just easy to just slide it right on top. So I'll go ahead and do the other leg off camera, and then we'll take a look at the figure completed. No matter what you say, I think the result that we have here looks really cool. I love the armored up Gundams. I always have. And it just looks super sweet. Now, it's not as cool as the 100% full armor Gundam from, I don't remember. It's from several series and manga after this guy showed up, or was originally created, but it is very close. In fact, there is a full armor Gundam that is kind of an evolution of this form that I like a lot. And I also like this one a lot. Plus, you have dozens of accessories that make him look awesome. By far, this is my favorite pose that you could pull off. The set does come with a lot of different accessories, but this is my favorite. Just the standing or floating in midair and firing literally every weapon that the figure has. The figure also does come with antenna that you could replace with missiles that I just couldn't fit in here. In fact, here it is. I guess that's actually shooting the Vulcans, not missiles. But there are a lot of different things you could do with this set. It also comes with what appear to be little thruster bits. So you can actually have, or little thruster components. You could put these on the thrusters, or even cooler, you could attach them to the bottom of the feet. So it's acting like it's stabbing something with its thrusters. But this, just shoot all the guns and missiles, really reminds me of all the different incarnations of the Gundam Dynamis from 00, which let's face it, I mean, that thing had all the guns and missiles. The FA-78-1 Full Armor Gundam set is a really neat set. If you're a fan of Gundams that have a ton of accessories, this is definitely one you should be thinking of picking up. Again, I picked this up from my good friend Deno over at tokunation.com, but I've also seen it online for reasonable prices. So if you guys want to pick this up, I would strongly recommend it. So gang, I hope you've enjoyed this video review. As always, I am Baltmatrix. I ask you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.